at the end. And what I'm going to do a training on is building a passive income, right? I'm sure 99% of the people here are coming from an existing business and they've been making money, or you are coming from a job where you're making money and you're exchanging time for money, right? Time for money. So somebody asked me, so why do I have to build an agency? Right. So I'm like, why do you need to retire? He's like, well, because so that I can stop working. I'm like, exactly. So you build an agency because eventually you will start, running out of ink from writing business, looking for new customers every day to write new policies, right? So what you want to do is also you want to help as many families, protect them. Alone, you can only help maybe 10 families, or maybe 50, maybe 100. You can never help 1,000 families or 10,000 families. So how do you help protect 10,000 families? You do that by having a distribution channel of agents like you guys who go and help. Each one helps 100 families, and with X amount of number of agents we can help 10,000 families, right? So understanding also recruiting is important from the point of view of scaling up. So eventually, when you turn 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 90, one of those years, you're going to want to stop writing business. And you want something that's coming in with income without you physically doing it. So you could still coach, mentor in your older age. You can be a wise coach and a mentor. And you don't necessarily have to go and do the same hustle as a young buck like Pastor Eddie can, right? Uh, so you want to kind of have a bunch of young bucks like Pastor Eddie, Pastor Amos. So we have a lot of amazing leaders we have in our team that are helping other people, right? Leverage and lifting them. So I'm going to kind of share some information with you guys that will help you kind of build a really solid team, right? So my mission has always been to build your empire with building a diverse, multilingual empire, right? How do we do that? So one of the questions I'm going to ask you is, are you recruiting a certain type? And this is going to be open forum. So I want to kind of have you guys unmute yourself, and I'm going to ask you questions and I want some answers. Are you recruiting a certain type? Pastor Eddie.
Yes, I'm recruiting people that are enthusiastic. I'm trying to mirror myself to a certain degree, but I'm also trying to pattern, look for people that kind of pattern you and some of the other leaders.
Okay.
Have that drive and determination, kind of self-discipline, things like that. So, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Are you recruiting or looking for people of a certain type? It's a trick question. No question is the wrong question, so you can ask any question or any answer.
I look for entrepreneurs. I know they're busy people, but they're always looking for another stream of income.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
And people looking for an exit strategy.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. That was a new team member, guys. Say hi. That's Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, Tiffany.
Hey.
Welcome.
So, Carmen, what type are you looking for? I know what type you're looking for, but I want to hear it.
Oh, okay. I stepped away for a second.
Are you recruiting a type when you're recruiting?
Of course, the type of person that I'm looking for, you'd be surprised, but it's not necessarily somebody that's, full-time or part-time. It's just somebody that does what they say that they're going to do. People don't realize that even if you don't do anything, at least you've said what you're going to do. Right? Just don't come to me and tell me that you want to make six figures, that you know people, that you're not afraid, that you're ready to go. And then, I'm there with you we're both there at the block. They they pop the gun, and I'm gone right before it even pops, and I'm looking back, and I'm like, I don't like those type people. I need accountability, and I just need for people to do what they say that they're going to do. If you're not going to work, don't say that you are, and I won't be looking for you at the gate.
You ran off and they left.
That's it.
Okay, awesome. Now, here's another question. Do you interview potential candidates?
All the time.
Like you were interviewing for a job? So these questions might be controversial, but it's there to trigger something, right? So here's my question. Why are you interviewing people? Are you paying them a
You want to know
salary?
their big picture goal. You want to know their big picture goal, right?
So there's a difference, right? There's an interview, like you're interviewing them for a job. Are you getting to know them? Okay.
I guess it's different if you have I'm dealing with my warm market, so I guess it would be different.
Right. When you're doing cold market, are you interviewing them like you're going to pay them a salary, or are you interviewing them to get to know them?
You have to get to know them because you want to see also if they line up with your goals as well.
Okay, good answer. Good chat. So here's the thing. Look at your team. Is there a mix of cultures and genders in your team? Right? If you don't, then you need to diversify. Make sense? You need to diversify because you can now tap into different cultures, different diversities, right? If you are all about having a mixed diversity, then you need to look at your team. Are you diverse? If you're not, then maybe you need to kind of think of that, right? Do you judge a potential team member?
No, because you don't know who's going to perform.
Bingo. So you don't know when somebody comes in or joins and they don't do anything. Like Tiffany, I gave you some examples of some people, right? And I didn't judge them because they didn't do anything, because it's not their time, maybe, right? And they're still growing. Some people grow slower, some grow faster. If I looked for everybody that moved as fast as I did, I would be alone in this world. Because I'm like super hyper, right? I sleep standing up sometimes. So Carmen, if Carmen's the same way, right? So understand that you can be selective, but you can't judge the people because you don't know when it's their time. Okay. So is your opportunity available to everyone? So you got to ask yourself, right? So maybe take a screenshot of this picture, so think from an angle where you are accepting all types of potential team members, right? You can't really judge them because you can't judge you have heard the famous saying, you can't judge the book by the cover. And that's true, because the people that you think will do will not, and the people who you think won't, they will. Okay, that's just human nature. So just keep those things in mind, right? That's kind of potentially that could happen, right? Okay, so train to spot bias in your recruiting process. Okay, awareness of bias, unconscious bias, also called implicit bias, causes us to behave in ways that reinforces stereotypes despite our conscious rejection of them. Affinity bias makes people gravitate towards others who resemble themselves. Might be a little deep, but Pastor ID, what do you get from that? Pasha, you're unmuted. So if you could read that and kind of dissect it.
The bias, awareness bias, also called implicit bias, causes us to behave in ways that reinforce stereotypes despite our conscious rejection of them. Affinity bias makes people gravitate towards others who resemble themselves. So that's a technical thing there because you have to really think about it, because you don't want to just prejudge a person based on what they're wearing, based on, the color of their skin, their male, female, like to me, it's like equal opportunity. It's equal opportunity for everyone that desires, that has that desire, that, to be an entrepreneur, that has the desire to, be disciplined enough to sleep standing up. You know what I mean? To make something happen. And so that's a difficult thing to do. I think it's very difficult.
So affinity bias is unconsciously you are looking for people that are like you, unconsciously. Okay. So what that does is it doesn't allow you to see other talent. Make sense? Because unconsciously you're looking for your type, but your type might not be, like religion, color, interest, or musician looking for a musician, like you are a musician, right? Unconsciously. So it's an affinity bias, is an unconscious bias, right? So we just have to be aware that we are not blocking everybody else out that are not like us. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, okay, so now important stats. Companies with gender diversity are 15% more likely to outperform their competitors. Okay? Ethnically diverse companies are 35% more likely to outperform their competitors. Inclusive teams outperform their homogeneous counterparts by 80%. And so companies with diverse teams took in more cash flow per employee on average. So these stats are real stats that prove that diversity works, right? Because everybody has their version of their truth, and they bring their experiences to the table. Because as we discussed, affinity bias exists, right? So if the affinity bias exists, then if you don't have diversity, then everybody's going to have affinity only. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, understanding others, learn about others, actively work on practicing cultural responsiveness, awareness, and consideration, right? Ask questions, learn about your team members, culture, invite them to your culture, and create a safe space by keeping political and religious discussions out of the workspace, right? So that when you have a diverse outreach, now we are in Canada, we are also now open in Puerto Rico. Under AOG, we have just now brought another company that is in 7 European countries. So that if we open up the 7 European countries, we're going to be in Italy, we're going to be in Slovakia, we're going to be. So guess what, guys? You're going to have team members that you won't even know their language. And you're going to override commissions. Can you imagine that?
727, 35.99.
Okay. The only thing you're going to recognize is the dollar sign from those countries. You're going to get paid in euro. So again, understand, because you if you do go global, you will have to understand and learn about others, right? Just some industry stats. Today, there are 7.7 million direct selling representatives. 7.7 million, right? You could please control that and mute. The majority of the matrix marketing representatives, 88%, are part-time. And that we see that in the financial space as well. Spending less than 20 hours per week building their matrix or marketing business, which is what we do. The remaining nearly 1 million reps have a full-time focus. So like Carmen, Pastor Eddie, me, Imrana, Tiffany, some of you guys, Amy, you guys are doing this full time, right? So the only 1 million reps in the industry usually have a full-time focus and pursue their direct selling career for 30 or more hours per week. Okay. And so there's, just imagine if we can get more part-timers to go full-time, how amazing that will be for them and for us. So overall, the matrix marketing representatives tend to be women, 75%, and over age 35 are about 77%. So there's, older age or over 35 and plus. If you look at Mary Kay, that's all were, ladies over 35, right? All the way up to 75, 80. So the women are famous to be the most successful in direct sales or relationship building, marketing, sales. So in the financial services also, women are really effective because of the trust factor they have, and they are successful in what they do, right? Now, approach people, right? The power matrix of matrix marketing is the ability to build your system and move more products and services through the network. So that's why we build, because it's the power of the matrix marketing or direct sale marketing is the ability to build your system and move more products and services through the network, right? So more people are connected. So we were number one in Expedia last year for protecting the maximum number of families. We did over, I think, 2,000 families in the year. So we protected or put life insurance for 2,000 families. So imagine what kind of blessings you get from that. If something happens to one of those family members, they're protected, right? So you should develop an entrepreneur mindset and be ready to approach people with your opportunity without fear. And the only way you will do that if you truly believe that you have something of value. 99% of the people that I know, when they're new, they are scared and they're shy about talking about their business only because they're not 100% sure what they have. So I would encourage everyone to really understand what we have, and really learn about the legacy ownership. Once you understand about the legacy ownership, Pastor, like I broke it down today, right? In a day, if you understand that, you will be fearless and you can talk to the number one top leader in any company because they don't have that. Don't sound apologetic about it, right? Be brave and know that you are trying to share a splendid gift with someone. If you ever want to be an entrepreneur and work from home, you're in the right place, because there are very few direct sale opportunities where you truly own your business contractually. Okay. So no fear. Make a decision that you will master this and not give up. Decide to learn and develop skills to recruit. Decide to pass your fear of talking to people and come out of your shell. This is your opportunity to actually practice and train on that. Your decision should be more significant than your fears and insecurities, right? Your why is going to make you overcome your insecurities. Even if you are an introvert, decide to prioritize and do it whenever you choose. Okay, because this is going to change your life. Now, simple habits, right? Create healthy habits. Strive to develop positive daily habits each day. It could be by connecting with at least one or two people each day in your network. Call them, send a message, or comment on their posts or social media. Try to let them know you care and you exist. So, Amy, we talked about, hey, make 10 more friends every day. Don't try to sell anybody. Just make 10 friends, right? Okay. Get your vibe right. Recruiting stars are always active and enthusiastic. They continuously are pumped, vibrant, energetic, and they bring a positive aura to themselves. Positivity and enthusiasm are infectious. And this attribute attracts people. If you are upset, pissed off, angry at the world, you know what? Even if you smile, that's the energy you're giving out. Human sixth sense can sense it. So if you are not in love with your life and you're excited about what you're doing, take a break for a day. Go do something, revive, come back, right? Because things go bad all the time with everybody, right? It doesn't only happen to the broke people. It can also happen to multimillionaires. They could go broke overnight, right? Things happen. So changing your mindset has to be important, because that's what attracts people that want to join you. People don't want to join frustrated, sad, upset people, because they're looking for a way out from their frustration and sad and unhappy situation, right? So they're looking for somebody that is excited, positive, and they're going to show you something different that they don't have, right? So learn how to kind of switch it. You know, Pashetti, what's a great way to change your energy?
Um, well, personally, what I do is I become an actor.
Okay.
If I'm not feeling a certain way, I just become an actor, because a person can act on a screen, they can act happy, they can cry, they can do all this stuff, and then when they step off of the scene, it's like they're just straight faced. It's like what a different person that you are on the movie screen. So you become an actor and you act enthusiastic. Eventually, you're going to be enthusiastic. People are going to catch, they're going to catch that. Even if you're just acting, they're going to be like, oh, if you smile and you don't really feel like smiling, somebody might smile back, not knowing that you didn't feel like smiling. So sometimes you have to portray what you want before it comes to you. Those days when you wake up on the quote unquote wrong side of the bed.
Yeah.
There's no such day like that, because if you woke up, it doesn't matter what side of bed you were on, you woke up. so
yeah. Hey, amen, man. That's true. That's true. So you got to do a vibe check. Okay, so check your vibe, right? And find that positive. Listen to some audio. Listen to some positive things. Go do a couple of jumping jacks. Run around the house for a few seconds. Change your energy and come back, right? If you ever in that situation. Okay, think big. Think outrageous and dream of massive success and goals. Have a bigger vision and bigger game plan, right? Why? Because you have to decide to be faster and more reliable, and decide to recruit more and grow exponentially. So our team's goal, our Wealth Makers mission, is to have 1,000 wealth makers by the end of 2026. Okay? 1,000 wealth makers in our whole ecosystem by the end of 2026. How will that happen? If 10 of us, just 10 of us, Pashadi,
yep,
get 100.
That's there. It is.
That's it. Right? It's not very big. But 10 have to consciously think big, right? Think big. So that's important. So everybody, that's what I want to kind of leave this night tonight with. Just think big. Think outrageous. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. The bigger you think, the bigger you will have it. And the future and the universe will deliver that to you, because you asked for it. All right, guys, thank you very much. And that was the end of my presentation. I bid you farewell, and hopefully everybody has a good night. And thank you very much for being here tonight. And thank you for the guests, if you are still around.
Thanks, Raza. That was really some great information.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Hey,
Yeah, some of us just have to recreate that vision.
Yeah.
Just there's so much help on YouTube on positive thinking big, educate yourself on it, just dive into it deep, and things can change overnight for you.